Hello dudes and dudesses. Today we're gonna be talking about super smelters. I've built a few in my time, but this one is the biggest and probably the best, at least if you're in middle or late game. Why is it good? Because it is almost like self-sufficient. You need a very small bamboo farm to keep this running, and you can use it as soon as basically you build it. It will be able to smelt things. You don't have to wait for the bamboo to stock up.
Look, okay, I have a bit of a confession to make. My industrial super smelter is pants. It's really bad. It's terrible. I mean, so the idea was that it would fill up with bamboo. I have AFK'd here on a number of occasions. Let's see how many of these furnaces are actually filled with bamboo. Okay. There. This is as far as it got. This here. I mean, it's just... It doesn't quite work. I've built bamboo-fueled furnaces in the past, but that was back when we had the zero-tick bamboo farms, you know, the really basically cheaty ones. With a massive bamboo farm like this, you essentially have to AFK for hours upon hours upon hours every single time you want to smelt something, and that just doesn't work.
There you have it. Mumbo had problems with his smelter in Season 7, and even though he did fix it, he really didn't fix it, did he? So... it is a game changer that we don't have zero tick anymore for huge smelter arrays like this one. But there is a fix, there is a way to do it, and I'm gonna show you in this video, because this super smelter array with 50 is totally modular, that's one thing, and each module only requires a very small bamboo farm to feed it, and it feeds it continuously so that you don't have to wait for a large stock up. I've had a lot of inspiration for this smelter. I've actually done a version before, and this is kind of the version 2 because I've learned something in the time in between. So a lot of the ground ideas for fuel distribution in this maybe ironically, I don't know, no, probably not ironically. It's just important to say that it actually comes from Mumbo Jumbo himself, from his very simple super smelter from a couple of years back. I've done another super smelter called the MineTheFab smelter, where I actually made some changes to his super smelter because it had some problems in real life. I will try to remember to link it on the screen. I probably won't, but now you know it's there if you want to look at it, find it. It's a smaller super smelter, but the whole idea of using redstone on hoppers to ensure even fuel distribution is from Mumbo Jumbo, so credits out to him. And also, a huge shout out, or whatever it is when you're a small YouTuber and you mention a much larger YouTuber, to Tango Tech, because this whole idea, this whole project that I've been working on in the background for on and off for a long time, started with Season 7 Tango Tech Super Smelter that he never made a tutorial for, but the ideas is from his super smelter.
So the idea here is we're going to have like a main artery going right down the middle of this farm, all the way down to the end there, okay? And that's going to be our main hopper mine cart that's just going to have all the items that you're cooking. It's just going to suck them all up and drive back and forth. And then we're going to have these wings here, every row, like alternating. We're going to have like one left, one right. So they're going to kind of go back and forth. You can see how they're kind of zigzagging on their pattern here. Each one of those is 10 blocks long and is also going to have a hopper mine cart underneath the main artery line here, waiting to pick up items. Now, when a hopper mine cart goes over another hopper mine cart, and I'll show you how we do that in a second, the one on the bottom, it's not a long time, but the one on the bottom has just enough time to suck up exactly 5 items each time. So when this main guy goes all the way down the line and comes back, he's going to drop off 5 items to every hopper mine cart below in the system, and then on the way back, drop off another 5. So that's going to be 10 items picked up by every, like what I'm calling the wings here.
he did not have a fuel distribution system, so he was also relying on stocking up the whole system before he could use it. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with this system. I wanted to have a system that was like plug and play. Let's start by just looking at the system from a distance. I know you may be thinking, Fab, that looks incredibly difficult and daunting, and I'm never ever gonna build this. But if you look closer, you can see there's basically one module that is repeated all the way around. So once you've built this one, and I will show you over there in the video how to build one module, and I will do my best to explain how it works as well. It's just repetitive to be building the other ones. And as I said, this is totally modular. You can build like 2 modules and have 10 furnaces, or 4 modules and have 20. I have chosen to have 50 in this one because it is rather a big undertaking. So I think if you only want 10 furnaces or 20 furnaces, there are better options out there. There are better options on my channel as well, much easier, because then probably you don't have a problem with fuel either. You just use coal. So, and I've done it modular in a way so that each double module has one double module of bamboo that fits to it, that goes to it. So this double module of bamboo is supposed to feed this module of furnaces in a way so that this basically, as soon as it is a little bit stocked up, a little bit, can run continuously unless you have incredibly ludicrous amounts of things you want to smelt. So the whole technical part, I will be going through it first with this, how I built this up, very, very simple. Then I will be going through how each module works, and then I will be building it, and I will be building this as well. So no worries. I just want to show you how it works. These are actually working out of sync, and that's a lag thing as well, because you just build them up with a clock on each one. So this one is going at one speed, this one at another speed. Well, it's going at the same speed, but it's not going at the same time, as you can see. It's going at basically random, because it's just a matter of what time you complete the build. So there's never a lot of pistons firing at once. It's spread out, so to speak. And the bamboo is going down here and is put into this water stream and dropped up here, and rather it can't keep up. Usually it can, but the reason it can't right now, and probably will despawn some of it, is because I've done a lot of video and I haven't had this connected, so this has just been piling up. But in normal real life, this is supposed to be able to keep up with the production from there, but now it's just, yeah, crazy amounts trying to be put into the system. So another thing I got from TangoTake is the input system. This is a very, very simple system. So what you do is you basically press Q or whatever key you have to drop items, and you drop the items in there, and they go through the system and they're pushed up to you here. So there's no hoppers or chests or anything in between that delays the delivery of the items. You drop the items here, they go in a minecart, it goes around and drops them in these arrays down here, all the way around, and they get spat out into a water stream down here and pushed up back to the player like so. So I take this and I press like this, and if we're fast enough we can go down and we can see this go away, and it sends out all these to the wings, and it was a stack, so, and it delivers 5 items each time it crosses one of these blocks there. So now it's already distributed, because it goes 5 and it goes 5, so it's 10, and you can see if the furnaces are lit. Let's just go up here and that was 60. So I probably have some kind of junk in the system somewhere, and that happens. There was, that furnace didn't smelt. And let me just see if I have, that's always what you gotta do. I mean, that's not a pro YouTuber fab. I mean, come on, you should have tested this. Let's just try this again. So, then you can also see the speed of it. It's going round one time for a stack, and it's going in, and it's going out one time for a stack, like this. And then I get to stand here, and you can see the speed at which they're coming in, the items. It's pretty fast. And the way it is, it's faster the more you put in. If you put in 9 stacks, the per item time will be lower. So this is how it works. And to take a page out of Mumbo's books, and I do agree, when you're building something like this, it has to look cool too. And it does. I mean, it looks insane, right? I mean, it has nothing to do with the functionality, but it is nice. It's rewarding when you build something like this if it looks cool as well. And I think this looks very, very, very cool. But how about the actual numbers fab? How come this smelter doesn't need a huge bamboo farm? As you probably know, it takes 4 bamboo to smelt 1 item, which equals 20 bamboo to smelt 5 items, which is 1 in each of these furnaces in each array. And if you have 10 arrays, as we have, and times 20, it takes 200 bamboo to smelt 50 items. And as it takes 10 seconds to smelt an item, it's roughly 15 seconds to smelt 50 items. We can check that out later when it's filled, and we can try it out, because of course it takes 10 seconds to smelt the item, but I mean, you have to drop it down, it has to be distributed, and then it has to be spat out and through the water stream and then back, and that's the time we're counting. And actually this super smelter works so that the more you smelt, the lower the time will be per item, because some of it is the same whether you chuck in 1 stack or 5 stacks. It's roughly the same. So to smelt a stack takes 64 times 4, 256 bamboo, and each furnace holds 6 stacks. Let me just show you what I mean when I say that. It has 1 stack in here, and then it has 5 stacks in here. You could count these as well, because that will also be filled, but we're taking it cautiously. So we're just saying it holds 6 stacks of bamboo. It really holds 12. So not 12, 11. And you say 6 times 64 is 385 bamboo. How long will it take to fill up that? Well, we know each of these modules, each double module, makes around 2.5 stacks an hour. 2.5 stacks of bamboo an hour. So 1 module will fill 3.7 furnace every hour, which means not only the furnace but the 6 stacks behind it. So 5 modules, as we have here, will fill 18.67 furnaces in an hour. That's pretty fast. But what can we do with it? I mean, how much can we smelt? So we know that 5 furnaces makes 112 stacks, and if you divide that by 50, it's 2.24 stacks per furnace an hour, because we have 50 furnaces. So every hour a furnace is able to smelt 2.24 times 64 divided by 4 is 35.8 items when it's running, without anything being when the furnace is filled once and there are 6, it will be able to to smelt almost 36 items per furnace per hour, and that equals 1,792 items an hour. That's like 28 stacks. And then you haven't used any of the backed up bamboo. That's just normal running. That's pretty good. So it will take 50 times 6 times 64, 9,200 items or 2.7 hours to fill all the arrays to the point where they have 6 stacks and 5 stacks and 1 in the furnace. That's not long. When you look at Mumbo's, and he had said he had been AFKing for days and days and days, and he had what, like 5 or 6 furnaces filled or something like that. So, but the good thing about this one, the really big important thing with this fuel distribution system is that you can start smelting as soon as it is built. Because if you start by building up the bamboo towers like this, by the time you're finished with this, and then by the time you're finished with this, you will have a lot of bamboo that only needs to be distributed throughout the system, which means that within 1 hour after building the last bit of this, so it has had time to get out and be distributed, you will be able to smelt a whole lot of items. If we're looking at this, that's 14 here, that's 14 here. But if we look at this one, which is the last array, when you look at the way it's going out, there's also 14 in this one. So all of these have now 14, and that's the time that I've been talking to you about the numbers here, which means that you can start using this very, very soon. And that is actually the beauty with this system. It's really, really useful, so you don't have to AFK a long time to use it. Alright dudes and dudesses, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, remember to leave it a like. It helps the channel. If you're brand new, subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of videos, or Crazy Farm videos, or whatever, my survival series where I build a lot. And remember that this is just a concept video. Very soon, probably already tomorrow when this is out, there will be a tutorial explaining the more technical things, a block by block tutorial of the units. And I'll just hope to see you in that one as well, and in the next one I will be doing. Bye!